Neil, I want to ask you, because one thing that sometimes gets bandied about by a very small number of people, when things, particularly at the start, because you remember when it was first announced that Proud Baggies is going to be a new supporters club, there's going to be a flag in the stadium, and we're talking a very tiny minority of people who turn around and say, well, why do we need an LGBTQ plus supporters group? Could you answer that and maybe draw on your experience over the years of being a gay man, a football fan, how those two things conflict, and how this supporters club kind of pulls those two things together and makes you feel included?
Yeah, absolutely, Richie, and you're absolutely right. People do say that, and we get a lot of comments that are meant to be helpful around, we're all the same, we don't need groups like this, it's divisive, etc. But actually, most of the LGBTQ plus people that we speak to absolutely value the idea and the work that we do as a supporters group, and it is about inclusivity. It's about feeling a part of something. And yes, we are all part of, as you say, the big football family. But you know, being gay is a big part of my life. It doesn't define me, but it is who I am. And you know, in the same way that we don't expect straight people to, you know, hide away or not talk about their personal lives and, you know, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, etc. We shouldn't expect that from LGBTQ plus people either. But that's in reality what happens, and certainly what happened to me. And I spent years and years going to football, you know, fending off questions, particularly when you've got a child with you, and then people will ask about your wife, and then you immediately have, you know, decisions to make in a crowd of people, with people that you sit by day in, day out, and that gets tiresome and difficult. And I felt, you know, we need to get some visibility in our club, and we need visibility across the sport, because without visibility there can be no change. And you know, that is why I think we're important. We're out there, we raise awareness, we change people's minds, we get the opportunity to educate, and over time we make people feel more and more comfortable about being who they are in the place that they love to go.
And what have you personally got from Proud Baggies and Sarah since joining the group?
It's an interesting one, because I think until Proud Baggies was there, I didn't realise how much I needed it and wanted it. I'd gone to football for a very, very long time, either on my own and sat on my own, or with my brother. And being a lesbian, watching football was not something that had ever come up. I just went to the football, I chatted to my brother, we chatted to the people around us, and we went home again. And it's not until you join something like Proud Baggies that you think, actually, this is brilliant, because now I'm going to the football. I've met Neil and Piero, I've met others. I'm sitting by people that are also LGBTQ plus. You don't realise how important that is until it's there. I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of, yeah, you don't realise until you set up Proud Baggies how much we all need it and how much we all enjoy it.
There'll be people watching this though, Neil. Maybe young Albion fans who are probably going through that thought process in their head, like, I'm not sure what I am yet, could I be this, could I be that, working it out. Because I did that on the sly when I was in the closet. You watch things, don't you, to get advice and that. So if there is young Albion fans or young football fans watching this now who are looking at this Proud Baggies group, they're probably not confident enough to join this group yet, because obviously everybody does it in their own time. But what advice would you give to that 15, 16, 17-year-old who might be watching this now, who is kind of going through that, am I this, am I that, am I the other, where do I fit kind of thing?
Well, I would say don't worry. Be you. Do whatever you want to do when you want to do it, and don't feel under any pressure whatsoever. If you're an Albion fan, you know, by all means come to us. Join Proud Baggies. We've got hundreds of members. You know, we don't know them all. You don't have to meet us, but you can join in, you can watch from afar, you can see what's going on. And we've just started working with the Watt Centre in Dudley, around who have lots of outreach and help groups for LGBTQ plus youth. And yeah, I would encourage if people have the courage to do that, to make contact. And I promise you, you'll never regret it. And when the time is right for you to come out, you'll never want to go back in.
Proud Baggies continues to go from strength to strength. Where do you see us in 5 years' time? Piero, so I didn't direct that question. In 5 years' time, Proud Baggies will continue to go from strength to strength. Where do you see this supporters group in 5 years' time? Because from 2 members to 250, I think in 5 years' time, like Sarah could be the manager or something, the way it's going at the Albion, and Neil on the right wing. We're taking over. So where could we be in 5 years' time?
Yeah, I think for us, it's we always kind of look to the future and kind of ways to kind of evolve as a group and keep growing. And we try and do that, you know, as best as we can with more visibility, growing our membership all the time, and trying to find new innovative ways to kind of reach out to supporters and ways to help our members. So I think key to us is keeping up with, you know, campaigns such as Rainbow Laces, Football versus Homophobia, Birmingham Pride, but then also doing campaigns such as the 1968 Club, working with LGBTQ plus youth, working with the LGBTQ plus BAME community, and just trying to, you know, really reach out to all those members and show how inclusive and how diverse West Bromwich Albion Football Club is.
For me, personally, to be part of Proud Baggies, because I think growing up as a gay teenager, there's such a conflict between the sort of machoism of football and being gay, and I kind of didn't know where I fit really for a long time. And I remember going to some matches and just thinking, like, oh, I don't know where I really place here. And then when Proud Baggies come along, it was such a lovely thing to be around so many like-minded people. It was a real safe space, a real accepting space. And for me, it made me more confident going to the Albion, actually. And every time I wear this T-shirt, I often wear it when I'm jogging around London. I feel really proud because this represents the two things in my life. Two of the things in my life that mean the most to me, really, the fact that I am a gay man and the fact that I'm a West Bromwich Albion supporter. And through this supporters group, I've got to meet some incredible people. And I just want to know from other members, really, if my experience, really, of finding this group and improving my mental health, improving my confidence, making friends, if it's been the same for other people in the group.
So yeah, I feel completely at home as a Proud Baggie. It's kind of helped me. It's given me the confidence to sort of go to games regularly. I now have a season ticket again.
I'm in a bit of a quandary because I don't go down the ground as Claire. I go down the ground as Dave. That's what my name as a male name. So I've got people that sit around me, and we all know yourselves, season ticket holders have been for many years, and those people that sit around you season in, season out, and the end of the season, come you come in next season, I'll say, and you come next season. So one person knows about me, and maybe his family, but not everybody does. So that's the hard part, is how that's going to happen. And I'm sure.
How are you feeling about that, going to the matches, Claire, then, for the first time? How are you feeling?
Do you know, I feel as though I'm going to take a break.
I think back now to nights when I cry myself to sleep, being scared about coming out. And now that we take mental health so much more seriously, I think back to it and I think, wow, as a teenager, you know, as a young man, like, I took on, you take on so much, don't you, in that coming out process? I think people just think you say, I'm out, da-da, and you get on with your life. It's such a difficult moment. How has Proud Baggies, how has this supporters group, do you think it helps with mental health, being in this group, knowing that you've got like-minded supporters around you?
I think it's massive to have this organisation involved with the club. You know, there are a lot of people out there that are gay. There are a lot of people out there that are trans, and they're hiding away. And it's for me, coming out affected me mentally in a big way. I mean, I counselling for a long time. I mean, at the moment, I'm having a life coach to try and get me through the stuff at work. But you know, all of us on here, we all like football. We all come from different backgrounds, and we want to ensure that when we go to the game, we're okay. We go to support the club.
In terms of my relationship to the football, I've been going now and again, but the more, particularly then, like in the 90s, the more gay I felt I looked, the more worried I was about going to the football. And yeah, I just felt nervous about going, and would go to the odd game, but certainly something about my sexuality made me scared. I just avoided going up the match. I'd watch it on the telly, or I'd watch it in the pub, but it was when I saw that Proud Baggies existed, and I really wanted a season ticket in my heart of hearts, but I didn't tell anyone. And I saw Proud Baggies existed, and I was like, well, that means the club takes me seriously and it knows I exist. And so I got one. And it was the best decision I've ever made for my mental health, for my connection with my community, because football's more than just a match, right? It's feeling part of where you're from and feeling part of your local area. And it was amazing. I've got to give Proud Baggies due as well. It's not just that it's an LGBT supporters group. Everyone in it works so hard to make everyone feel included. We have a WhatsApp, someone joins, everyone's saying hello, asking you to come down the match, come and meet up beforehand, go for the coffee. So I just think it's the most amazing space. And I think it's reflective of what an amazing club West Brom is. Like, it feels like family, like you say, it's family inside a family. And I don't think I definitely wouldn't have got a season ticket, but I don't think I'd have stayed going if I didn't have this family to go with. Away games can be particularly tough, and actually I hadn't been to an away game in years until we went as Proud Baggies this year to Charlton, and it was an amazing day. There were so many of us, it felt like a little gang, and I felt safer there than I ever would normally. But you hear stuff on away days, homophobia, particularly aimed at players, a lot of sexism, and it can make you feel unsafe and make you feel like you're under target. And I think also on social media, there's quite a bit of abuse on social media towards players of other teams as well, and just an easy reach, right, for homophobic, sexist, racist language, and people thinking it's victimless, it's banter.
And Sarah, you said one of the key reasons for getting a season ticket was because you're now a member of Proud Baggies. You didn't do it for a while, and now you're there every match. So I imagine for you, this supporters group that we are in has benefited your mental health.
Oh, I can't tell you how much. I think, you said it yourself, being gay is such an important part of who I am, not just because it's part of my identity, it's fundamental, but so has being an Albion fan. And, I work a really stressful job. It sucks up my time. I love it, but it's all encompassing. And you get down, you park up in my secret parking place that no one knows about, walk up from Smethwick, and, especially on a Tuesday night after work, floodlights are on and you're home again. And to be able to do that and not just watch it from afar, not just see it on the telly, because you've got people behind you, you've got your friends there and I've never had a problem, right? I've never had a problem, but the fear of one was enough to put me off going. And I think, I can't speak highly enough for what Proud Baggies has done for my mental well-being. Even though I'm aware of it, I don't think I can fully appreciate how important it is for my mental well-being.